As I've shared with you, why I've spent so much time on shift on perception is because we're going to shift how church is done. We're going to shift how our format is created. Because this format right now is how it's been done for a long time in New Thought churches. This format that we are carrying out right here, where the person comes up and we have music and all this stuff, that's the way it's been done forever. That's the only perception I've had of it. So we're going to broaden that and expand out of it. Because what's important for me, and for me as much as anyone here in the center, is that when you come here, you feel fed when you leave. That it is a sweet experience. And it's hard at times for me to be dependent upon to make it a sweet experience for you. What happens if we join together instead of one person trying to make it sweet for everyone else? We join together and making it sweet for each other. Because, you know, I know you have tough times during the week. I know you do. Because you tell me about it. Either in emails or phone calls or one-on-ones. I want this to be, when you come here for an hour and a half, it's as good as it can be. That somehow what you get here, when you go out this door here in a little while, that it makes Monday a little easier, and Tuesday a little easier, and Wednesday and Thursday, and that by the time you get to Saturday, you made it a little easier than you would have if you hadn't come here. Because I know we're trying to shift a culture here, a Canadian culture, where church has not been ingrained as a part of who and what we are doing in our lives. I was asking Annie earlier, because I had this spiritual insight. Who is the spiritual leader of Canada?
Spiritual leader?
I don't know either. I can tell you the different ones in the States. Who's written the #1 book that everybody follows? Not sure who that is. So what's missing? What's being guided? Who's leading? Who's setting the tone? What's the #1 teacher? The #1 book? The #1 truth that people are following here? I'm not sure. If you are, let me know. So you see, that's what we're trying to shift. Because when I drive out of here, I go along Dallas Road, I see all the people that are out there. I go, it's important. Oh, got input, good.
#1 isn't important because it's only a perception.
That's right. Now keep going with that. Keep going.
It doesn't matter if you're #1 or #10.
True, but what I was referring to is what is leading, you know, what is the basic premise of philosophy here? Who is the one that has stepped up into the space of, you know, here's what we are as a spiritual country, as a country based in spirit. What is the teaching? What is the practical expression of what? Of what? Who can I go to and go, wow, here's what a majority of us believe. So I think it's a unique experience. So based on that, what that does for me is that means that there's no preconceived perception of how church needs to be. So I got to let go of, and that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm shifting from this is the way that I think it should be to, at least to this size, the biggest one I have at the moment, to here's how it can be. And so it's going to take just a few more weeks for it to evolve. I don't want you to think I've just talked about it and nothing's going to happen. So it's going to take a few more weeks, and I want to make sure we're in our right space for it to happen, and we have everything lined up. But I want you to make an inward commitment to your spirit right now, and your body, and your mind, and your heart, that it's okay if our perception of how church is changes. And not to get all worried if it shifts a little bit and it doesn't quite fit into your perception. Just trust. And the great thing is we're going to be open for feedback and input, which is important. You see, I want to make this the hour and a half, the best hour and a half of your week, or one of the best hour and a half. Are you with me on that?
Yeah.
So I don't know where we're all going. Did you know you would be here 2 years ago?
No.
3 years ago? I don't know where we're going to be a year from now. But boy, is the journey fun. And it's full of twists and turns, as Liberty was going down that slide yesterday. That's kind of the way the life is. She was bored with one and just goes straight. Twists and turns. Our spiritual life is full of them. If you look back on your life, has it ever been just straight down a slide? Or have you had a lot of twists and turns along the way? I know I have. And what I know is I want our twist and turn on this journey to be as much fun as we can. opportunity to minister to you. I haven't felt that I've lived up to what I hold as my perception of how a minister should be, because I have other responsibilities that I didn't have before. And it's unique. I'm learning something every week, something different every week of how to do this thing called church, how to minister. And so if at times it feels as if I let you down or haven't been as good as I wanted to be to you, it's not because I see you as less than. It's because I see you as equal, and I want to minister in such a way that we create this wonderful, wonderful beach of sand where we're all interconnected, and that when we pour each other through a little sieve, we all come out, we tumble together, and we roll around, and we have a good time. That's what I want for us. So I always want you to know. I always want you to